The number one fear creatives have when I tell them to niche down is, what if I get bored? And so here's the truth. You have to niche down in order to build leverage, get more clients, and build expertise. And I think a lot of people always think, well, if I niche down, what if I get bored, right? And here's the truth, like, generalists burn out faster than specialists. And so if you're doing everything and anything, you're gonna burn out more because it's harder to fulfill on that type of business. It's harder to grow that type of business because if everything you're doing is different every single time, if the fulfillment process is different every single time, if everything you're doing is different every single time you're doing it, it's gonna be really difficult to scale because you have no process or productized service. And when you think about a productized service, really all it is when you make your service more of a product, which means you have a specific system that you go through with your clients every single time you work with them. And so it makes it really, really easy to then bring those deals in and then fulfill on them because it's the same process every time you do it. Now, let's go in and dive in. I have a couple notes here. Let's dive in a little bit deeper on like why that fear exists in the first place. Like, you probably love variety. You're probably super talented, right? And you don't want to shoot the same stuff over and over and over again. And you think that niching down equals boxing yourself in. But here's what actually happens when you do niche down. When you do niche down, it gives you the creative freedom, which means it's not less of that, it's more of that. And when you can work with the same type of client, you're able to go deeper, try bigger ideas, and build more trust because you're working with the same type of person over and over and over again. And you've mastered the skill of getting that type of client results. So let's say you're working with medical companies, right? You're going to master the skill of creating content for medical companies and master the skill of getting them results, which means you get the creative freedom of trying new things within that sector. But if you're working with medical companies, you do weddings, you do music videos, you do birthday parties, right? No one's going to trust that you can actually get them results because you don't do enough of one thing. Whereas if you only work with medical companies, you only have case studies with medical companies, you only work with those types of people, then people are going to believe that you can actually get them more results. It's like with Master Filmmaker. We have hundreds of case studies with the same type of person over and over and over again. So you're going to trust that I can get you the result a lot. It's a lot more likely that I can get you the result because I have so many case studies and so much proof that it works for people exactly like you. And so the real power in this is that you get to become a master of a specific sector and you become known as the master of content for that type of person, which builds a lot more leverage. Because if you're looking at two different companies, right? One company only works with your type of person and another company works with a bunch of different types of people, not just your sector. Who are you going to trust more to get you those results? Obviously the person who works only with your type of person. You're going to trust that person a lot more. You're not going to trust the person who has tons of different work, tons of different case studies. They do a ton of different things, and so you're just not going to build as much trust. And you can't charge as much, excuse me, when you are doing everything. If you're working with only one type of person, you can charge a lot more because there's a much higher likelihood or perceived likelihood that you can actually get that client a result. So hopefully that makes sense. Final thought. A lot of people think that you would get bored. What really happens is you just get paid more, and then you can reinvent the wheel within that specific sector and try new video ideas, try new concepts, try new strategies, right? And you get a lot more freedom because you're in a specific lane. It's kind of the same analogy of like, you can't be creative if you're disorganized. Like if your file structure on your computer for editing isn't organized, you can't be creative. It's the same thing if you're working with tons of niches, you can't be creative because you're working with all these different types of people. So hopefully that makes sense. If you want to learn more about how we might be able to help you niche down in proven niches that are actually going to get you more clients, schedule a demo with our team, links below. And if not, keep enjoying the free videos. We'll see you in the next one.